I want us to all be like, welcome to God's Kids Training. So thank you for coming. I'm grateful for you all and your willingness to serve. So we're gonna just go over the Gospel Project. Some of you, how many of you have taught from the Gospel Project in the past? We have used it and we've been using it. So that's gonna be both of our hours this quarter. The 9:45. Now we have two books. We always get a younger kids guide, leader guide, and an older kids leader guide. So what we're gonna try something different for second hour this year, and I'll get to that in a minute. But so the younger kids guide is what we're gonna use for the 9:45 hour, and there's no limitations. You will see on your handouts that I have a order of how. This is not like if it doesn't all fit, or you can feel free to. But this is just kind of an idea because some people like to know. So the numbers on this, and these will all be taped in the front of the book, in front of the teaching book, so you'll have a reference, and they'll both be. I have a smaller side-by-side one so you can see whatever book. So the older kids guide will be for second hour for the 11:15, and the younger kids will be for first hour. So these numbers, you might be like, these numbers don't make sense when you get to the second hour, but the numbers correspond with the numbers in the book. So there's sections, there's welcome, learn, love, mission, learn, live. There's different sections in the book. So that's what those numbers correspond to. And so you'll have these to look when you get a book, and again, they'll be in the front of the book, so you know what you're working on. The last time we did this, I like first hour, you have to do this option, second hour, you have to do this option, but because we have two different, both the leader and the younger and the older kids books, they have different options, so you can pick whatever you want, so you're not limited and we can only do this. I do have us doing the activity pages first hour. If they don't get to the first hour, they can do the second hour. And if we find that the kids don't like them or we're not using them, let me know, because I won't order them. I won't spend the money on them if the kids don't like them or the kids don't want to do them or whatever. So with the second hour, what I was saying we're going to get into. So the second hour will have the older kids leader guide. There's also a worship guide. I told it to print double-sided and it didn't, so I have this thick book, but I didn't want to wait. Anyway. So it's worship hour, so it's the same story, it's the same everything, but there's more music involved. So it's kind of like a, what do they call it, a test run. So whoever my second hour teachers are, you can use this or the older kid leader guide and kind of play around and see what the kids like, see what works, what doesn't work. I do have to pay extra for this one, so if the kids aren't using it or the kids aren't singing, and then we'll just stick with the older and younger leader guides. But if the kids are really enjoying this, we can still go. You can still do the agenda on here, but you would use this book instead of this. So that's, like I said, just kind of a test to see what works while we do with this quarter, and then I will know whether to order it out for the next quarter. There are also. It comes with printables, which they're not available every week. So as you look through the lesson, you'll want to try and make sure you get it ahead of time, because I would like to know by Thursday before you teach if you need me to do any printables, because I'm not going to print them all out just to have them wasted. So look ahead, see what the printables are, see if you want to use them for your class, and let me know by Thursday, because I don't come in on Fridays, so I'd like to print them by Thursdays. And then there's also the DVD, which this will be on a USB drive, which will already be loaded in the TV like usual. But this has the Bible story videos, it has music videos, it has questions from kids videos and missions videos, things that are used between both hours. So they'll all be loaded on the computer already. You don't have to ask me for those. And then the music CD. I gotta play around with this to see if I can get this on MP3 format on the TV, or if I have to put a CD player in your room. Either way, the music will be available, and that can be used for both hours. And again, the music, the music in here, I do need to download and put on the USB drive of some sort, because it's got more music, because it's designed to be a worship hour for those kids that are in both hours. again, the story's the same, so second hour tends to be more of a review and a recap of what we learned, but then adding more music and worship into the mix. So, I've totally not been following this, let me see where I'm at.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yes.
On the activities, it's normally first hour, not second. Do the kids each get a book and we leave it there? And then do they take a paper home?
Yeah, so there's younger kids and older kids, and I do have these, I'll put names on, so who belongs to who before the first class, because the younger grade kids will have the younger. And so, yeah, they're each, here's 1 week, so they would work, I usually pull it out and give it to
And
the kids.
what if it's a visitor? Do you have one that?
I have an extra one, yes, I
Yeah.
have an extra one, and sometimes I've had where it's not everybody is there every week, so I might use one from a missing kid. Or a week you can also come down and make copies, or find me and we can make copies of that for a visitor of every one time.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, we talked about that. I gave you the schedule, the handout with the schedule, the numbers. So, what I was meaning, so with each lesson, and I put the date we're doing each lesson in the table of contents. So when you grab the book out of the mailbox, the books are in the mailboxes. They're under our name, under the V's. And there's a God's Kids 9:45 class mailbox and a God's Kids 11:15 mailbox. So that's where you would find the book that you need for your class. Anyway, I put the dates here when we're actually meeting. And I keep getting confused if we don't have a second hour. I'm like, oh wait, we still have first hour, you still need a book. Anyway, so the book, the way the book goes, there's a leader Bible study. I encourage you all to read that, just kind of for you to prepare yourself for the lesson. But, so the welcome, the one, that's where these numbers on your schedule correspond to. So 1, activity page, 1, 2. That's why when I said when you get to the second hour, it starts with 2, because in that book, you're gonna go right to the activity, and then the missions moment, the key passage activity. So there's different stuff to do second hour, but the lessons are the same, so it's just reinforcing what they learned first hour. And again, you guys have, if you have a great idea for a way to present the Bible story, I know sometimes you guys have a video you want to show on the TV. We have a HDMI cord. You can hook your phone up to show, you guys have liberty to do different things to get across the message. If you want to with the videos or with the message. And all the Bible story, you have the option of showing the Bible story video, or you can show the video, or you can tell it in your own words, or you can read from it. So you have lots of options. And I think that's good because it gives the kids a variety, because some people like to show the video, some people would rather tell it, some people like to act it out and have props, and however you guys choose to do it, that's totally fine. All right, I talked about the printables, and like I said, those are not in every week, so you look in the book and it'll tell you if there's an option for a printable. I told you where the mailboxes can be found. I do have in the classroom a list of classroom rules that we should go over the kids with periodically to remind them of the rules. We started this, I don't remember when we started it, but it's especially the beginning is nice to do it those first few weeks that we need to get them to, especially with getting back into the out of summer season and into school season, remember what the rules are. Those of you helping with preschool, so preschool has its own set of stuff as usual. So there's also has the DVD. Now the preschool room has a DVD player and a CD player, so these will not be on a USB drive. These will be actually in the preschool room with these, and I have activity pages. And with preschool, there's a younger preschool guide, a babies and toddler guide, and an older preschool guide. You guys just use whichever one depending on who's in the class. I feel like we're probably this year gonna be more on the younger preschool side, but it's again, you can pick and choose what you think is most beneficial for the kids. But there are activity pages in there for those that can or want to do the activity pages. I know they all don't, and I do have the timing on the walls still, the timing form and suggested time when to do this, when to change diapers, when to do the lesson, when to do the snack. I do have, so the room outside the preschool room, the snack closet, I'm gonna try leaving unlocked for a little bit, so when you guys realize you're out of snacks, preschoolers, I try to stock the upstairs. But for your older K through 4th, I'm gonna try leaving it unlocked and make sure nothing goes missing. If I find the snacks are going missing too much, then I don't have to lock it again. But this way, you don't have to find me to get a key to unlock and get snacks out. Okay. They do get their snack. They will get their snack. First hour and second hour, we usually do a snack. And so, any questions? I guess I covered that kind of quickly, but.
Do you know which room upstairs is gonna be used by the school?
The corner room at the top of the stairs.
Okay.
So, I don't remember the number off the top of my head, but when you come up the stairs, it's the far corner, the one that we don't use right now.
And it won't be a problem, they'll go into the room and get the snacks and stuff too if they learn they're there.
No, they shouldn't, because the teacher will be up there and they know that that's our room, so yeah, that shouldn't. But if if you guys find out if I find out that we're going through snacks really quickly, let me know, because I can, address that and see. Do you have a
See where the crumbs lead.
I would, well, just, with the snack time, what it was getting to be, and I haven't been up there with the kids since October, but it was like, they walk in and they want a snack, and I'm like, no. I mean, are we supposed to, because I just do the first.
I always make, me, and I know I teach, everybody has their own teaching. I always we don't do snack right away.
Yeah.
I make them sit down,
Yeah.
and I usually talk, do any prayer requests, kind of introduce what the story is going to be about. And then we do snack while we're watching the Bible story video.
Mm.
That's just how I've done it.
Okay.
Because, they don't get in.
I think it's just, some of the younger kids I didn't know, and it was just.
I always make them sit down first. I always make them sit down and wait until we're, showing the video or watching the video, and that's when we usually let them have their snack.
That's usually what I did. Sometimes if they were like, you could just tell they were really gonna be kind of crazy and stuff, I'd be like, well, when you guys settle down and you actually sit down to listen to me and we start the video, then maybe we'll get a snack out. Otherwise, we'll wait till the end of the class, and that would usually get
What do you think?
Yeah, there's one snack, not two. Because I'm like, there's only 6 in here, can I have another
Yeah.
one?
Right. Well, there was a time when I had like the baby pouches of fruit snacks or something,
yeah.
and
So we were
would let
giving
them
them
have
to
it.
something.
But they will use that against you. Anytime you give, they go, well, this person.
Yeah.
That one got-
So and so let us.
Yeah.
I've heard.
Just be strong. Just say, well, I'm not then.
Say, Lori told
I'm
me.
Maker's Nancy.
Does
I do
anybody
have a
have
question.
Yeah.
Will the nursery stuff, will that be in the nursery
That
room
will
like it
be in the
usually is?
nursery
Okay.
room, yes. Because you guys can, if anybody wants the preschool one ahead of time, I can get it for you, but usually they don't look at it till the morning just because, I don't want to say it doesn't need as much prep, but, the kids, and you can also, on Planning Center, you can see what the story is going to be about, so you can look it up on your own, and see at least what lesson we're on.
And then I have one more question, but it's more of a question I will have to follow up later. But I know Tina had this issue, but when you turn the TV on upstairs to go to the video, sometimes it defaults to actual channels, and it's not appropriate
SpongeBob
channel.
was on the other day, and I'm like, why is SpongeBob on the TV? I have to look at that. I
It
don't
went to
know why
HBO
it's
Max
doing
the one
that.
day, and I was like, everybody turn around.
I have to,
we have
let me
to
make
find
a
out.
note, because I don't know why it's doing that.
Yeah. I'm like, hold on, let me mute. Yeah. And it's gotta be something with that
Yeah.
Roku system.
And the kids were all excited. I'm like, we are not watching SpongeBob. I didn't let my own kids watch SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's a Roku TV.
It is.
Yeah, it's got a default setting, so that might be, the
I'll-
solution might be using the DVD player.
I'll look at, well, I don't have a DVD player up there, so I'd have to, I don't know somewhere to put it on, because the TV's on the wall, so. I'm
Well,
gonna
if you
look, I
make
might be able to turn
If you
on.
get up, bless you, if you get up to the classroom sometime before the kids are gonna come up, I usually just turn it on and get it to
Yeah.
where I'm
Yeah.
gonna have the video or whatever I'm gonna do first and have it ready.
And pause it.
I'll start it and then just pause it and then just leave it right there too
Yeah.
sometimes, just to avoid that.
But I will look at it and see if I can figure anything out for that, so. You had a question?
Okay, can we work in both both parts, like in the nursery and upstairs?
Yeah.
Okay, so,
But I don't want to take people away from church too often, so.
right,
So I try to, I want people to go to church, I don't want everybody working. But yes, you can work either or. And so typically, if somebody wants to start helping, like teach in K through 4, I will pair them with somebody that's been teaching, so they kind of learn how it goes a couple
Right.
times, and then
Okay.
I will put them on their own.
but you can do both at the same time?
You mean like on the same week?
No.
No, but you
No,
can do
you know what
both,
I mean.
yeah, you can do both. If you want to be in the nursery once a month, and you want to be K through 4 once a month,
Right,
yeah, we can do that, that's
Okay.
doable.
and where's the guys' kids' mailboxes? I don't know where that's at.
So so the mailboxes are out there, and
Right.
it's under the V's. It's under my name. So if you go to the
okay.
V's, and I have to put those back on. But I brought
Okay,
these
it's
brought
all
these
there.
in to show you. So they're underneath.
Your name.
They're underneath. I think
Okay.
there's Lyft mailboxes, and then there's God's Kids mailboxes.
Okay,
so
got
that's
it.
where you can find those. Any other questions?
Are there his mailboxes?
Other what?
Are there his
There are
mailboxes?
not his mailboxes. Do you need a his mailbox?
I don't think so.
There are mailboxes for things we need mailboxes for. Yeah,
So we're gonna do we're gonna do the younger kids during the 9:45.
Yeah, and
the
that
older
is
kids
also
during
on
the-
here, and so those will be in the right
11:15.
mailbox, but on this schedule, it says use the younger kids leader guide and use older kids leader guide. And then, like I said, or the worship hour guide, just kind of to pilot and see what the kids, and I'm not opposed to spending money on it, I don't want it to come across like I'm trying to save money, but I don't wanna waste money, so if we're not using it, I'm not gonna keep ordering it, but if the kids are, if it's helpful and they're, it's focusing them and helping them worship, then yes, we will keep doing it. All right, let me pray for us real quick, and then you guys are gonna do this. Father, thank you for this group of volunteers. Thank you for those who also volunteer that weren't able to be here today. We just pray that you will continue to encourage us as we teach the kids, help us to have wisdom and guidance and direction in the things that we share, and as we bring your lesson to them each week, we just pray that in all we do, we are glorifying you, and we thank you, and we pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.